Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Breaking news.
And this just coming in from Providence, Rhode Island. Officials are releasing a new video timeline of the person of interest from that shooting. It doesn't mean that they're closer to making an arrest, but perhaps they're able to at least come up with the actions, the timeline of what actually occurred. So we're monitoring that situation. And joining me live right now, always a great opportunity for me to talk to former Congressman Peter King. Congressman, how are you? Happy holidays to you, your wife, and your family.
Dominic, thank you very much. I'm doing great. I hope you are too, and your family. And we're going into the Hanukkah Christmas season and then the New Year. And let's hope and pray that the new year turns out to be a little better than what we've been going through the last few weeks.
The last few weeks have been very, very difficult. Let's start. We'll come back to Brown University. Let's start with what happened in Australia. The Hanukkah celebration, these two savages, father and son team, one still alive. Your take on what happened in Australia?
Absolutely terrible. Not as surprising as some might think, because ISIS and all the Islamists, they've metastasized, they've had a rebirth, and they reconstituted themselves. And especially in this case, we now know that the Australian authorities have been told that the son, at least maybe the father also, they'd received some training at an ISIS facility, I think in the Philippines. And so what makes this different from, in the last few years, listen, President Trump crushed ISIS, and Al-Qaeda was on the run. And so the last several years, what we would see is the occasional freelancer, the lone wolf who would carry out an attack.
Yes.
Now what we're seeing is people who are actually trained by ISIS, people who are sophisticated, people who know what they're doing. And we have to be very, very alert to this. And that's what really makes me concerned about, first I'll go back to Australia. They should have known, and Netanyahu warned them. They knew they had some of these people under surveillance and basically did nothing about it. So to me, there's a real responsibility there on the Australian government for allowing this to happen. My concern is right here in New York with Mayor Mandani coming in. He talks about how he wants to end the fact that Muslims are being persecuted and they're afraid to go out for being watched. Well, that's what happened in Australia. They stopped watching them. They stopped watching those who should be under surveillance, and we see what happens. There's a reason why. Listen, the NYPD doesn't just decide they're going to go out and start surveilling a particular ethnic group, for the hell of it. Like I've said before, when they were looking for the Westies, an Irish gang, they went to the Irish bars on the west side of Manhattan. When they go after the mafia, they go to the Italian social clubs. You wouldn't go to Harlem to find the Ku Klux Klan. And when we know that there are going to be a Muslim terrorists coming in, and they're that maybe 1% or 2% of the entire community, but that are involved in terrorism, if they're going to be coming here, you have to look in the communities to see who knows about them. Well, are there any rumors, any tips coming from out of there? You have to build up the informers. You have to build sources up in those communities. And especially there are so many different countries they can be coming from. And in New York, New York is like the United Nations. I mean, there's each ethnic group has its own small community, and they branch out from there. You have to have sources in those communities. So when we hear somebody is coming, let's say from Sri Lanka, or someone is coming from Egypt, to go to that local community here in New York and see what they know. See, we have to have sources in place there to find out. So anyway, I'm very concerned that what we're seeing now, these organized attacks by Islamists, if that should happen in New York, that was the NYPD will do all that it can, and they have a tight, hardcore group there that works on this all the time. But if you have a mayor that's actually telling you not to do it anymore, it makes it very difficult.
It sure does, Congressman King, and it scares me because Councilwoman Vicky Palladino, and I got to tell you, Congressman, if I lived back in the city of New York, I would definitely want Vicky Palladino as my councilwoman, because the lady, all she knows how to do is fight for her constituents, and she doesn't back up. Well, I guess when you're a Republican, you can't have freedom of speech to post your comments. So she posted, and I'm going to deal with this more in detail perhaps tomorrow. She posted online a comment basically stating the same thing that you just said, basically stating the same thing that I'm saying, basically indicating what every person with a brain is stating, that, listen, this is not about being against the Muslim American community, but there are certain individuals that have got to be watched. That's it. It is what it is. And so she called for, until this thing can get under control, a ban on Muslims coming into America, and she was forced to take down the comment by city council leadership. Mayor-elect Mamdani denounced her. Now, this guy doesn't have much to say about anything, but to your point of yelling and screaming about attacks on Muslims, he said this is she can't do this. So he has nothing to say about anything, but he can condemn council member Vicky Palladino. So where do we go with this in terms of this political correctness? Oh, you can't look at the Muslim community because that's against them. So in a place like New York, like you just said, you know, where do we go with this? If you don't infiltrate certain communities and monitor what's going on, we're headed for an absolute disaster. So where's the middle ground?
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now, is right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks, and if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Payne Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. So Netflix is basically Santa this year. 2 NFL games on Christmas Day, streaming live. At 1 p.m. Eastern, it's Cowboys, Commanders. Then at 4:30, you've got Lions, Vikings. Midwest football, playoff stakes, and probably some snow. Watching holiday football is a tradition the whole family can enjoy. Open some gifts, grab some food, settle in, and watch NFL Live on Netflix this Christmas Day.
Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/new Alexa.
Looking for the perfect gift? Blink has you covered. With a Blink security camera, you're giving the gift of peace of mind.
A camera? Isn't that hard for them to set up?
It's simple to install anywhere, and they'll always know what's happening at home.
Okay, that's actually perfect.
Perfect indeed. Give the gift of smart security with Blink, so they can check in on home from anywhere this holiday season. Shop now at Amazon.com/Blink.
Well, first of all, let me make an admission. Vicky Palladino is a good friend of mine. Just last week, Joe Cairo and I had lunch with her at the Erin's Isle restaurant in Whitestone. We've gotten together a number of times. She always lets me know what's on her mind and everybody else what's on her mind. I may have worded it slightly different from Vicky, I understand where she's coming from, and she's much more right than wrong. When she talks about keeping Muslims out of the country, I don't agree with that, but I understand where she's coming from. Put a halt on things and have make sure that the monitoring is much more severe than it's been now. What did Franklin Roosevelt do during World War II? He locked up all the Japanese, put them in prison camps. And 99% of them were innocent people, but he went ahead and did it. So this is not like unprecedented. So what Vicky is really doing to me is sounding the alarm bell that in New York we have to make sure that we monitor very carefully, and the federal government, and that includes the Trump administration, or they have to be very, very careful on who's being let in here. And certainly people come and go, I would have worded it is that we would stop immigration from countries where we are not certain that their immigration vetting policies and their counterterrorism policies are 99 or 100% secure. We have to know who's coming in here, and we have to know the country that is sending them has adequate records on them and is able to find terrorists where they are and let us know about it. So, Vicky, listen, maybe she can change a few words around, but she's a tough fighter, and she really represents some people. She took an area over there that really have been Republicans have let it fall by the wayside as far as politics is concerned, and then maybe if they had a Republican club there, 10 people show up. Now you go, it's standing room only. Because she's really a channel. And a lot of those people are former Democrats. Maybe some of them are still Democrats. But she works hard for a community. She's a real fighter. You couldn't have a better fighter on the city council or anywhere than Vicky Palladino.
That is one tough lady. So let's switch gears if we may. And folks, we're going to get back to your telephone calls in just a moment. We're talking live right now with former Congressman Peter King. Your reaction to the Rob Reiner situation. I couldn't believe Sunday night we were on the air when this all started breaking, and it was very depressing. And to hear that the throats were slit and the son has been arrested and blood found in his hotel room all over the room, and a troubled young man in and out of rehab for years, was homeless, addiction, on and on and on. Your take on the Rob Reiner situation?
It was obviously tragic. I mean, listen, I probably didn't agree with anything that Rob Reiner has said on politics, except I do give him credit when Charlie Kirk was killed. He spoke out against that, made it clear that he was against that type of violence. Listen, I go back to the days where he and Carol O'Connor. I mean, that was like a groundbreaking as far as comedy was concerned. All in the Family was the first of its kind. I don't follow entertainment the way maybe I should, but some of the films, to realize what a wide range he had as far as being a producer, director.
He did.
When you think of someone like John Ford, his movies all had sort of the same tone to them. But Rob Reiner's all over the place, and so he really was a genius. If anyone to die by being stabbed to death, to have your wife stabbed to death, and to have it done by his son, it's beyond tragic. And that's why I guess you and I disagree. I think Donald Trump should have handled it differently. I understand why Trump is mad. And listen, none of us has gone through what he's gone through. But I just think as president, he owes it to be above that. It's tough. It's hard. But the bottom line is what happened there with Rob Reiner, to me, is just it's horrific. And also the whole issue of mental illness has to be looked at really carefully, and we have to realize that it's out there. I mean, Rob Reiner, his son was, I think, in rehab. I was not aware of any of this until just the last day reading about it. But in rehab 17 times or so.
Yes.
Rob Reiner even made a film with him to somehow to try to address the issue.
Tough love. He had to cut him off completely. Yeah. A horrible situation. Well, let's switch gears to Brown University. Now, Congressman, we take so many things for granted here in New York that, you had the arrest in LA just the other day of those 4 terrorists. Because generally, I'm putting 9/11 aside. Every now and then it'll happen. He drove the U-Haul truck into the Lower West Side, the people that were standing there. There are a few incidents, right? But generally speaking, law enforcement does an excellent job. And you, having served in Congress, as part of the committee that you heard everything, I don't know how you slept that night hearing all the things that the committee heard,
right.
You know, in terms of, go ahead, well, go ahead, Congressman, but what I really wanted to just say is that, you know, the Brown University situation, and they have a new timeline now of the person of interest, but it doesn't appear that they're any closer. And by the way, there have been more attacks on these narco-terrorist boats, and I say bravo to the Trump administration. But your take on Brown?
First of all, you mentioned Los Angeles. I should have mentioned that earlier, too. That was going to be an organized attack. We have not seen one of those in the United States in years. So again, that, I think, shows that around the world, the Islamists are once more forming organizations. They're not just relying on freelancers or lone wolves operating out of their basement, reacting to what they see on the internet. As far as
Brown University.
Oh, yeah, Brown University. Yeah, listen, so far, the police, it seems that they're not as efficient as they should be. I still want to give them a few more days to see how it turns out. But to me, there was a Russian judgment. There was things being leaked out, I thought. And also Brown University itself. I mean, in today's day and age, there are cameras everywhere. And to think there were so few cameras, and I guess the reason they're using is our building is on the edge of the campus. It was not even so much part of the campus. It was actually in the city itself, or more in the city than in the campus. Well, that's all the more reason why there should have been cameras there.
Absolutely.
And so to me, and also, which each of these politicians getting up there, pick one guy to speak and have one person with a message. Don't have the mayor, the governor, the attorney general, the president of Brown, who seems to know nothing at all. And also the police chief himself, he seems that the attorney general was contradicting him. So,
Congressman, I want to say something. I don't expect for you to comment on this, but things are getting so bad in our country. When I saw the police chief finally show up, he didn't make the initial news conference, and I heard him speak. All I could say, and this is going to sound kind of bigoted on my part, all I could say to myself was, where did they get this affirmative action hire from? Because, the politics in Rhode Island are very, very far left. Brown University, far left. The mayor, Democrat, far left. And then you have this police chief, and I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And it's like he's bumbling. It's like, where did you get this dude from? We need to see a police commissioner. Yes, he can be Latino, he can be black, but he should be articulate, or she should be articulate. Congressman, I just don't know. In wrapping this conversation up here, do you think we'll get to the bottom of what happened at Brown? Do you think they will make an arrest, or what do you think happens?
I think we will. I think as more and more video comes out, and someone is going to make the phone call that is going to be the final bit of evidence. But, getting back to what you were saying, when something happened in New York, Giuliani was a spokesman. Bratton was a spokesman. Ray Kelly was a spokesman. Mike Bloomberg was a spokesman. Now we have Jessica Tisch. She's the spokeswoman. You can't have 9 people coming up, each giving their theory on the case, and it's not even over yet. After it's over, everybody can comment and say what should have been done and not done. But to have people coming up and it's almost settled, it's not solved, we're doing this, we're doing that, and putting a spin on it. No, if you're one person, a coordinated message, and that's it.
Congressman King, thank you for joining us. And I got to tell you, buckle your seatbelt, because that Mom Donnie Express is coming to a location near all of us very, very soon. Thank you, Congressman. And
thank God Bruce Blinken's going to protect our border in Nassau.
And I agree. I concur with that. Thank you so much. Folks, I've got to take a break. When we come back, the show belongs to you, your telephone calls.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode, so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?
Take take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.